love for music. It's probably something that I breathe. I have never had a moment in my life where there's no.
Hi, this is Purnima Ahuja presenting Envy Magazines, and today we are having a conversation with RJ Urman, who is a very famous radio jockey who hails from Mumbai. So, Urman, tell me about yourself. How has your journey been? Your experiences, everything. What inspired you to become a radio jockey?
How many hours do you have? There's so much to talk about. Yeah, so what inspired me actually is the fact that I have always had love for music. Uh, it's probably something that I breathe. I have never had a moment in my life where there's no music around me. अगर नहीं चल रहा हो तो मैं गुनगुना रही हूँ कुछ. Me being a Kathak dancer, I've got introduced to beats at a very young age when I was just 3 years old. So I find music in everything around me. And as a kid, I would listen to a lot of A.R. Rahman and a lot of artists. And the kind of music that I would listen to for my age was a little different than the hip hop and tabhi Western music had just got introduced. So everybody was listening to Backstreet Boys and then Venga Boys and all those things. And I was like, acha hai, but I like this kind of music, like I am a Tu Hi Re fan and
Hmm.
stuff like that. So
Big Bollywood fan.
yeah, big Bollywood fan. Like I felt like I was Madhuri Dixit of हम आपके हैं कौन and सूरज भर जाते हैं जैसी मेरी एक फिल्म है मेरे मेरे आंखों के सामने. So I felt that maybe it's a little different, but dire dire as I started growing up, went to college, met new people, got introduced to new kind of people. I realized that my sense of music is very similar to a lot of people, and they like it too. So it was this love for music that got me thinking that I want to do something related to this. And radio has been part of me again forever. As a kid, I would record my voice on tape recorders, and I would interview people at a party, कि आप क्या कर रहे हो, आप क्या. Even when my mom would teach me to make like something as simple as chai, I would speak as if तो हमने इसमें डाली 2 चम्मच चीनी, अब क्या करेंगे. So it was all of that, like too much of drama in my life, in short, as you can understand. So all of that got me to think that radio could be a good medium. I could try it out. And me being a little was scared about stage, I had a stage fright. कि मैं समझती थी कि if I go on stage, बस मैं blank हो जाऊंगी, मेरे words jumble हो जाएंगे, and I have no idea what I will speak. So I thought that'll be a nice medium to have,
Hmm.
being sitting in a room which is not with an audience, but talking to like the lakhs and lakhs of people who are listening to you. Uh, they also have the same taste in music. They also are a little crazy like me. And yeah, that's how radio happened. I just finished my college. I took up an internship, uh, started working as an intern for about 6 months, got a late night show. रात को मैं मेरे टाइप के गाने सुनती थी और वो प्ले करती थी. All those A.R. Rahman songs that I grew up listening to, I started playing those. And that's when I started building a lot of audience and a lot of listeners who were like, oh, I love this song too. ये मेरा favorite गाना है. I've thought about somebody when I think about this song. So that connect started growing, and then yeah, it's been like 11 years now.
11 years. Oh my God. Okay. So, do you miss dancing now?
Well, dancing was my first career option, and it is my first love, undoubtedly. I don't miss dancing because I still dance. But I dance. I used to dance earlier, professionally. Up to like I do thanks to social media, I can just post videos and I can put up small choreographies that I've learned and all. So I don't miss dancing, but I miss the stage. I miss dancing on the stage because that was a different, like it was just so different, like going up on stage and talking
Hmm.
was difficult, but going up on stage and owning the stage as a dancer was just a different high. I would wait for the music to start so that I could enter from the wings and just take my chakris and just go in, So that was a different high. I miss it.
Obviously, it's a huge highlight of the show. You're the spotlight, and you're just dancing without any
Oh,
fear,
yeah.
like no one's watching you. It's amazing.
Seriously.
So, so how did you get the title Mumbaichi Mulgi Urman?
It's a funny story. So after my late night show, I was being launched on the afternoon show that I'm still hosting between 2 to 5 p.m. And as you know, my name is kind of always misspelled because it is very tricky. Everybody thinks it's either Urmi or people just assume it is Urmila. तो ये बहुत बार हो रहा था and then my colleagues and everybody were brainstorming on my show title, and a lot of people came up with ideas like, let's change your name, let's give you a new radio name. Like there are a lot of
Hmm.
RJs who have two names,
Hmm.
and we should try giving you a different name. But I wasn't too happy about it because even though it's a complicated name, I love it.
Hmm.
It's been well thought by my parents. They invented this name because they wanted a very unique name, and they didn't want a Urmi or a Urmila or anything else. So they came up with Urmin, and the very rare people who have this name, my parents decided to give it a meaning also, which means something precious. So I find it very precious. I find this like extremely close to my heart. So they said that okay, if you don't want to change your name, let's just give it thoda sa ek punch.
Hmm.
So I am a true Mumbaikar. I mean, Mumbaikar is like it's all in me. I enjoy a cutting chai and I can have a cafe latte. I can get stuck in a local train, and I can also get out of a limo and be like all cool about it and all of that. I can crib about the rains and I can love the rains. So everybody was like, okay, she's kind of a Mumbai's girl. So and she's a Maharashtrian. So we should like think about Mumbaichi Mulgi Urmin. So even now, like a lot of people who know me through my radio show, if I tell them that I'm a radio jockey and my name is Urmin, they'll be like, "Acha, okay," and I'm like Mumbai Chi Mulgi. Acha, Mumbai Chi Mulgi. So it just got ahead and gave me that recognition.
That's a very cute story and very inspiring too, because celebrities are going like Kiara Advani. She's changing her name from Alia to Kiara to get the fame. It's very inspiring that you didn't change your name to get the
Yeah, I
recognition.
didn't
You
want to
stick to yours.
because your
Yeah.
name is your identity. Your
Yeah,
name
right.
is your identity, and so it is. It like अब मेरे parents को तो पता नहीं था that मैं बड़े होकर I'll be a radio jockey. They just had a lot of dreams when I was born, and I just want to like keep that in mind always.
So, what do you love about being behind the mic? What do you love the most? And what are the
Uh,
disadvantages also? Tell us everything.
wow. What I love being behind the mic is the fact that I have that control of of changing time. Like now is the time. Now what I speak is what I speak, and the fact that I can speak my heart out through radio. It's not a news medium, so we just don't give you a news update. We feel it. We actually tell you what is going on in our mind. You can agree and disagree to it. It's absolutely fine. It's not a debate. It's basically a friend talking to another friend. एंड मेरे ख्याल से यहाँ पर बहुत सारे दोस्त हैं जिनसे मैं बात कर रही हूँ. तो the fact that there is like a true connect, when you're talking to someone, you actually can speak about everything. It's not just music. Ab to radio is about you don't just say that ये गाना और फिर ये गाना और ये गाना. You speak about the weather, you speak about the lockdown. In fact, even during these months of lockdowns, we have got so much of connect with people, so much to talk about, because जो मेरे घर पर हो रहा है वो आपके घर पर भी हो रहा है. फर्क सिर्फ इतना है कि जब मैं रेडियो शो रिकॉर्ड कर रही हूँ तो मेरे यहाँ पर शायद बाहर कोई काम चल रहा हो और आप जूम कॉल पर आपके मीटिंग्स अटेंड कर रहे हो और आपके घर पे कोई काम चल रहा हो. So
Hmm.
it's quite similar. So what I love about being behind the mic is the fact that I can just speak my heart out. I can connect with people on things that I enjoy. It's such a great feeling, right? That I get to say what I feel about something. I mean, very rarely do people get a chance to talk about stuff and at a platform like this. So that's something that I absolutely enjoy. Disadvantage तो ऐसा कुछ है नहीं. Disadvantage बस ये है कि कई लोगों को लगता है that this is a very easy medium.
Hmm.
They feel like ओ you're an RJ. हाँ तो मतलब बात ही करना है ना. तो मतलब that is तो like ठीक है. बाकी क्या करते हो आप? कुछ और पार्ट टाइम जॉब है आपका कि ये यही करते हो? And I have met people in my life who've just gone ahead and said RJ. I'm like yeah. And they'll be like मैं भी बात करती हूँ. बहुत अच्छा बात करती हूँ मैं हमारे यहाँ पे प्रोग्राम्स होता है तो मतलब मेरा ही होता है. And I feel like oh great, that's amazing. And of course that's how I started and I completely respect them. It's not like मैं किसी का मजाक उड़ा रही हूँ. But the fact that it's always taken very ऐसे casually. But again it's a proper 9 to 5 job. We are researching, we are working towards एन एंटायर शो. क्या बात करना है, कैसे बात करना है, कौन से अर्स और दर्स कहाँ पर लेने हैं, ये सारी की सारी चीजें जो है वो प्लान की जाती है. सो इट इज क्वाइट चैलेंजिंग.
So, for instance, if you make a mistake on a live call, what do you do about it? How do you handle the situation?
I have learned this one very important thing in radio. You're not a robot. You are a human being. You should laugh your hearts out. You should make mistakes. You should fumble. You should take pauses. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि हम एज आरजे ना वी गो अहेड लाइक सांस ही नहीं लिया. एंड द ट्रूथ इज दैट जैसे मैं आपसे बात कर रही हूँ अभी आई स्पीक एग्जैक्टली लाइक दैट. And that's what a lot of RJs even in today's day and age do. That's how we've started becoming very real. So yeah, I've made mistakes. मैं तो बहुत बार कर चुकी हूँ ऐसे कि that I've said something and I've said it wrong. I've taken the wrong name. Pronunciations गलत हुए हैं. बहुत बार हुआ है. There are different ways to deal with it. One, of course, being is apologizing that I'm so sorry, I did not know this. This is the right thing, and go ahead. कई बार ऐसा हुआ है that we have heard a news and we've given an update because it was very urgent. क्योंकि गाना खत्म हो रहा था, you had to give an update. इस जल्दबाजी में obviously हो जाता है कभी कभार you've said something wrong. After the next song proceeds, I have stopped, paused the song in between, and just said that, Abhi Abhi, I just told you something about this news and just got to know that it's not right. I'm really sorry. I'd like to apologize. That's what had happened, and here's the real news or whatever just happened. So, A, you apologize. B, you laugh about it because it's not on a serious topic, but you laugh about fumbling. बहुत बार हो जाता है. आप फंबल करते हो तो अरे ये क्या बोल दिया मैंने यार, पता नहीं मैंने आज लगता है इडली खा ली और इडली की वजह से देखो ये हुआ है. ये ज्यादा हेल्दी खाना ना मेरे को हमेशा फंबल करवा देता है. आई नीड थोड़ा फ्राइड फूड. दैट्स व्हेन आई कैन गेट ऑल एक्साइटेड. So you just learn to tackle it in your own way. And the more real you are, the more grounded you are, the more people realize that ये अपनी है. गलती भी कर ली, हाँ ठीक है. अपनों से ही गलती होती है और अपने ही माफ करते हैं. So that's how it is.
Yeah. So you recently got married, no? How was the experience of the whole lockdown wedding?
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. It was something that we had never experienced, never imagined to happen. So we got legally married in February, and we were supposed to get all the rituals and everything done in April. But unfortunately, about 10 days before the wedding, 10-15 days before the wedding, the lockdown got announced. And we waited and waited and waited. But sometime in July, we realized that, it's pointless waiting for so long because things seem to be just, getting to a new normal. And we wanted to start living together. But of course, it was kind of sad because I've all my life wanted a very big fat wedding, lots of people, lots of events and everything. So वो सब नहीं हुआ, but the experience that I had was just even like beyond imagination, because we had a haldi at home with 5 people and about 50 people watching us on Zoom.
Mm.
So all we had to do was, my sister was applying haldi from my aunt's side, from my mommy's side, from everybody's side. My friends were on Zoom. Mehendi happened the same way. Uh, we were very few people. I think 5 people at home, and the wedding that took place, we wanted it to happen actually at home, but since nahi bolkar bhi, at least there were 25 people that had come, and then we didn't want to risk the building having an objection and all of that. So
Mm.
there are a few halls that are opened with proper precautions, with every safety measure, the apps that need to be downloaded, your number, your every detail has been taken, your temperature was checked, there were masks that were given. We had created our own ladki wale ladke wale kind of a personalized mask, and yeah, it was just intimate, but there were I think more than 200 people, 300 people watching us on Zoom, giving us their blessings, and just watching the entire wedding so beautifully. And I realized that शादी बड़ी से ज़्यादा special होती है, and that's what is important. That even though people were not physically present, they were all there. They were all giving their wishes. They were all quite present. With all our, like, वो जो शादी के फेरों में भी छेड़खानी हो, every small traditional thing that happened. Like my aunts and uncles could not come, but they were all through Zoom giving all their ashirwads and everything. So it was beautiful. I mean, I did not imagine it to be like that. And in fact, देखा जाए तो even though it was intimate, it was I think it was just memorable. Everybody just remembers it कि अरे हमारी शादी में बहुत मजा आया, because this was the first wedding where we were all sitting in pajamas, and ऊपर तक everybody was dressed. So everybody who had come on Zoom for the wedding either were wearing a salwar suit and all, but ऊपर से नीचे pajamas, shorts, chappals, no tension, no stress on oh, is it raining, should we be out, not. It's beautiful.
That's really great. What an experience, no?
Yeah, it was. Even like the Pandit were all masked and everything. And there was social distancing even inside the hall. So we didn't ask anyone to, put a lot of rice, because we wanted to limit everything. Like we didn't want to waste any food or any flowers or anything at all. So we just decided to keep it as small and traditional as possible. And in fact, it's a different experience because my husband is a Bori Muslim. So we conducted both sides of the wedding, a Hindu wedding and a nikah as well. So both ways were just beautiful.
What hurdle did you face while, making it a big success, your wedding?
Well, hurdles as such were, a lot of our. I think we had a group of 50 people that we had blocked to come,
Hmm.
and about 2 days before the wedding, I didn't feel right about inviting so many people, because I knew that these are my relatives and my friends. They would come no matter what. But is it right to put them in a space where we are not safe, and for them to come for a wedding because I want to get married? I mean, I know that it is out of love that they will come, but it's also kind of selfish for me to get them to risk their life. So one of the biggest hurdles that we faced was about 2 days before the wedding. While we had sent an invite to everyone, we personally called up everybody and told them that thank you so much. We really love y'all, and we know that y'all are really excited, and y'all would do anything to come for our wedding, but we would request you not to come. So this is our invitation for you to please not come for our wedding because it just didn't feel right. I mean, imagine me being happy with my husband in my house, and in a week's time knowing that somebody during my wedding was tested positive, and because of which either he or she is hospitalized and अब बाकी सबके टेस्ट हो रहे हैं. I mean, it's kind of a risk that you wouldn't want to take, and you wouldn't want to remember your wedding for something like this. It's something that I was not okay with, you know. So it was kind of difficult because I couldn't imagine my wedding without my friends. That's the most important thing. My friends, my cousins, you know, so many people that I have been part of weddings at. I mean, I'm a dancer. I have choreographed sangeets. I have hosted their weddings. Sabki shadi ho chuki hai, and this was like one of the biggest ones that I had in my head kept a tick mark with, you know. That ठीक है, इनकी शादी में मैंने ये किया है, इनकी शादी में ये किया है. जब मेरी शादी होगी ना, it's going to be big, and everybody, I'm going to notice everyone dancing for me. But that didn't happen, and I'm glad that we took that call, that because my grandmom, she is 93 years old, and she was going to come at the wedding. We could not risk that as well,
Hmm.
so we just decided to, you know, cut short people and just keep absolute, just minimum people. I mean, hardly anyone was there. It was not even like just the first family that was there for the wedding. That was one of the biggest hurdles. I was hating it. I was being all like, nahi, mat aao, please mat aao. But I was feeling so bad that I had to say this. But it was for the best, and I'm glad that, you know, it actually turned out to be beautiful. Everybody was just safe. It's been quite some time. We've not heard anything. Everyone is fine. In fact, I'm still calling up people and asking, "You're okay, right? Nothing to worry. Everything fine, and everybody's good."
So no one took it in an offensive way, I hope.
Not at all. In fact, uh, my relatives were kind of already worried कि कैसे होगा. So another hurdle that I was facing was the fact that my very sweet chachis, हमारे इसमें काकीज बोलते हैं उनको, तो they had they'd fixed a call about 3 days before the wedding to just tell me that, you know, why are you doing this, like we are so excited for this first wedding of the family, why are you doing a short intimate wedding? I mean, you waited for so long, just wait for more time, no?
Hmm.
And you know, it just really got me emotional because I know that they were looking forward to my wedding. It's the first wedding in my family, but the truth is that we weren't hearing any good news about the situation, and the cases have been increasing. Things have been they've been strict. Where I live, Thane was under a lockdown for a really long time, even after the unlocking started opening up.
Hmm.
So what we tried convincing our relatives was that, you know, they don't consider this as the main wedding. Consider this as a small puja ritual that we are finishing, so that when things open up, we can just go ahead and just enjoy the bigger part of partying and enjoying ourselves. It took a while. They weren't so convinced about it. In fact, they were kind of upset that क्यों हो रहा है ऐसे.
Hmm.
But धीरे धीरे when, you know, they realize that uh, it is something that is needed, so that me and my husband, who have been married since Feb, can finally at least live together, they got convinced. And they were very happy that, you know, even though they've been asked not to come, they can watch everything on Zoom. So they were kind of really thrilled about the entire thing. And two of my kakis still turned up because they all live very close by.
Hmm.
So two of them still turned up, but otherwise they were right from the beginning, from pujas to ceremonies to haldi, mehendi. Everybody was on Zoom. In the morning, they would just switch it on, and they would be there watching everything that's happening.
That's great. So where did you meet? Where did you guys meet, you and your husband? And was it love at first sight?
No, it was love after 15 years. So, Mustafa and me have been college friends. Uh, and we met in at Sydenham College. This is the name of our college, and we were both in 11th standard. He liked me, and I did not like him at all. I thought of him as a good friend, but then I was like, no, 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 I'm not into that. I don't think I like you or something like that. And that was it. It was the end of the story. We parted ways. Uh, we didn't meet for about what 15 years, no, 13 years, 13 years now. And one fine day, I happened to see him on Facebook, and I just said, "Oh, yeah, of course, I remember him. Let me send him a friend request." So I sent him a friend request. He instantly replied, and we started chatting. And then I happened to know that he was on his way to New Zealand to finish off his masters. So we it was about a month to go for him to leave, and we started chit chatting, started meeting often. And I knew that he's leaving. It's not like there was something that was going to happen. But he was very adamant. वो बचपन का प्यार अभी तक छूटा नहीं था. It is like for him, I was the first girl he fell in love with. So it stayed. It always stayed for him. So he asked me out, and I said that you still like me, and he said, yeah, I do. So I said, okay, let me think about it. I'm not sure because he was leaving for New Zealand, and long distance was something that would have been very challenging in itself. But we managed to work that out. There was a long distance that took place for some time, and we were friends on and off, chit chatting and all that. Then he came back, and he came back here for some other work, and we started meeting off. And yeah, the next thing we know, we were dating. But then the challenge, of course, was the fact that we had to speak to our families, because the religion could have been an issue. But things just got, I think, where when you have something in your mind, you're extremely passionate about it, तो जरिया निकल आता है. तो बस वही हुआ. The fact that parents agreed, let's do both sides, let's keep both families happy. So the family met, and they were like, oh, let's do the Hindu wedding and let's do the nikah as well. So we'll get a flavor of both. हमको तो बस खाना खाना था और कुछ नहीं because both sides the food is just amazing. So yeah, that's how it worked out. And hurdles and lockdown and everything, but nothing stopped us. 2020 could not stop us, and here we are, married, happily married already.
How cute is that? And I congratulate you for your married life. And
Thank
can
you
you
so much.
tell us something about Mustafa and bond with him?
He is like a mixture of everything. Uh, I think the fact that, like, there is a very how do I put this across? He's in the next room, so I don't want to say too many things about him. No, but the I think our bonding has got a lot to do with the fact with how well he treats me in the relationship. Uh, as a person, he's very oh my God, I'm losing words because I've got so much to talk about him. But I feel like, okay, let me put this across like this, that he's very careful as a person about, what your needs are. Kisi ki bhi, not just mine. He's very attentive. He knows people's likes and dislikes, and he remembers them, smallest to smallest things. That started working out really well with me. uh, I love the fact that he pampers me a lot. He's just not just a great husband, but a wonderful roommate. I mean, a really good roommate that anyone could ask for, because he's neat. He cooks beautifully. He's just very romantic. He's very witty, very intelligent. He's extremely fun to be with. In times of, like, we're both at home. He's a rehab trainer, so he works out with clients online, and works creates customized workout plans for everybody, and not just in India but abroad. Most of his clients are in London, so the timings also go up down everywhere. So we've divided the house into my studio in one room and then his workout sessions in the hall. So so many things that I get to learn about him also, because his clients love him. They want more of him. He's been showered with so many people and so many good compliments and stuff like that. So I think he's very good with his job. He's very good with everything. मतलब कुछ है ही
So
नहीं, सब
he is
सब
a
में ही
full package.
he's a full package. Yeah, he's like more. Uh, so there are two sides. One, I am the creative person, and then he gets all the neatness and the tidiness and everything done in the house. So it's a mixture of the two. Very very well spoken and extremely romantic. So just he's a package. Yeah, complete package.
How cute. So, how did you tackle with all the cultural differences?
Well, honestly, it was quite challenging in the beginning, because you don't realize it when people say that, oh, but he's from a different religion, oh, but she's from a different religion. It'll be difficult. You think that, oh, well, love is enough, right? Why? I know the person. I have known Mustafa for a lot of time. I mean, how many years now? So how can it be different? But then again, when you get married, there are two families that come together, and they all have different ways of living. Like something as simple as Mustafa's family did not like Mustafa also. He didn't know that at the Hindu wedding, the parents also sit uh, with like in
Hmm.
the wedding. They're very much part of it. So about a few days ago, when we were discussing the wedding details and everything, he was kind of shocked. He's like, "Hold it, my parents are going to be sitting at the wedding," and for us, it's like so obvious. It's like, तुमने हिंदी पिक्चर नहीं देखी क्या, तुमको पता नहीं क्या? And he was like, no, I don't know this. So a lot of things that we learned about each other. I got to learn a lot about his culture and his religion. So much of cleanliness and so much of things that are taken care of in their ways also, and in different ways. And only when you start hearing and understanding them, start so. Uh, I think our parents and family met about a year ago. So in this year, I did a lot of up and down, meeting his family, his cousins, and everybody. I started getting an insight of, oh, how they work, how they eat food in a big hall, everybody sitting together and stuff like that. So all of that kind of gave me an insight that, okay, initially it wasn't that easy, because it was like, oh, everybody's going to sit on the same floor, eat in the same plate. That's going to be weird, right? It's going to be different. But धीरे धीरे आपको पता चल जाता है that
Hmm.
how things are different. There could be reasons why they are different, and it's just at the end love that keeps everything together.
So there were no objections from the family side also. They were all cooperating.
I won't say no objection, but we just found our way. I would say that, we found our way to everybody's heart, because, uh, of course, like I said, it is a big concern that, oh, she's not from the same family background or same religion. He's not from here and there. But this guy's a charmer, first of all. He, though, like, completely, my family was just uh, they looked at him and they're like blown away. Ha, done. This boy is okay with us. Like, we're okay. So in fact, I still feel that I am so glad that his family accepted me. Because, I mean, we have a different kind of living and all of that. But again, being said that, we're all open-minded people. It's important to go ahead and remember that at the end, again, like I said, it all comes down to the same thing. Love is what that matters.
How cute. I'm just going gaga all over here. You're so into him. My God. Okay.
Yeah. No, but
So,
he's 10,000 times more. So I'm just trying to match to it.
That's very cute. So how is the marriage life treating you now? So do you see any difference between pre and post wedding?
No, I'm glad. It's just that the workload has increased a lot. हमने जब से शादी की है हम घर घर खेल रहे हैं because we have hardly found the time to sit back and again, like I said, I started off by saying that I've been such a big Bollywood movie buff, and I've always imagined that, oh, शादी के बाद we're going to be like just chilling and being all romantic and looking at sunsets, but all we can look at is इतने बर्तन हो गए हैं, झाड़ू लगाना है, पोछा मारना है, like in the night before, instead of saying I love you to each other, the last thing we say is दूध का थैली बाहर रखा कि नहीं. So things have changed completely. So uh, that way things have been different, but otherwise it's like I said, he's a great roommate. So we both are great team players. We divide work together. We enjoy doing things for each other, and we've been spending time like that. I know a lot of people who are going to be, reading this interview or watching it would be like, हाँ हाँ बेटा अभी तो initial time है, कुछ महीने रुको पता चलेगा and all. Well, I hope that doesn't happen. That's all.
I hope that too for you. So how did the idea of wearing a shoe on a Nawadi, is it pronounced Nawadi?
No, no, no.
Nawadi,
Navvari. Navvari.
Navbari come from? Where did it come from?
Oh, this is from a very, very sweet friend, Aprajita Toor. She's a shoemaker. She's a designer, and I happened to interview her for my radio show, and we were chit chatting over her brand and the kind of shoes that she's making, and I think the bond became really strong. And I told her that I was getting married, and we were just discussing about the wedding and the lockdown wedding, and she herself had like a very fun story behind her wedding. So she said, you know what, Woodman, I think that I have the perfect shoes for you, and you should wear them on your Nawari. And I was like, shoes, Nawari, like because Nawari par to Kolhapuri is like standard.
Hmm.
But again, for me as a person, I have always chosen comfort first, for especially with my shoes, because I have a lot of problems with my feet and all that. So while I was discussing this, she just happened to say that it's your big day. You're going to be stressed about 10,000 things. Let your feet not bear the burden. Let me take care of those, and let me give you comfort for your feet. And then, like, you can just run away if you want of all your troubles. And she gave me those shoes and said that, this is for my runaway bride, not literally. It's for you to run away from your troubles to into a happy married life. So she
Okay.
matched the color to my Nawari sari also, and it was really beautiful. I mean, I'm going to cherish them forever.
How nice. Obviously, comfort should always come first. Always.
Yeah.
And you are the one to go on the knees to propose, no, first?
No, 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 no.
No.
It was him. It was him. Mustafa was. So what had happened was, uh, he wanted a proposal too. So this is the second part of the proposal. The first part of the proposal was when I was in office and I was told by my producers that there is a very important interview that I need to take, and please dress up properly because it'll be Facebook Live. So just make sure your hair, makeup, and everything is done. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I reached office at 12:30. I was told to record my show, and I used to do this particular game that was called कहना क्या चाहते हो. That was the name of the game. Game is very simple. I'm going to tell you about. Oh my God, it's a very complicated game. Let me not get into that. But what had happened was that I was given a listener on the phone, and he had to give me three clues of something that he's thinking about today, and I had to answer it. So uh, I got this listener. His name was Manish, and I said that, okay, what is going on in your mind? So he said that, oh, this is something that happens in all Suraj Bharjatiya films. So I said, oh, is it Ashirwad? And he said, this is something that people say कि अगर ये खाओगे तो पछताओगे, नहीं खाओगे तो पछताओगे, something like that. And I was like, oh, shadi, shadi, shadi. And then he said that, correct, shadi is the right answer. And in fact, ma'am, you always give a gift to everyone. So yeah, I was thinking that today, if I could give you a gift. And a lot of times, lot of listeners, they have these things that they say, मैंने आपके लिए शायरी लिखी है, मैं आपको कुछ बताना चाहता हूँ. So I was like, हाँ हाँ, क्या गिफ्ट देना चाहते हो? So then the listener said that आप अपने left side पर देखिए, and there's a glass wall, and there were three of my office colleagues that were holding posters of Mustafa and me that had a friend's uh, theme to it, of our pictures of our college, of the time, the first time we met, and stuff like that. And I was like, what is happening? How did this guy even know? And then the door opened, and Manish, the listener, was Mustafa, who was in the next room, and he entered with a ring. Everybody from office was part of it. They were all watching, they were shooting, and he went on his knee in my radio show, in my studio, in my live session, and he proposed. So that was crazy. And then there was like a mad dance that they did. They went, they had a flash mob that everybody participated from office. They all danced. It was insane, insane.
Oh
So,
God, how
yeah.
dreamy. I can imagine it.
Yeah, it was just crazy. I mean, my boss was looking, my colleagues were there, and in front of everybody, he danced for me and all of that. And Mustafa had this thing that he wanted a proposal to. He told me that he will do everything crazy and mad, but he wants a proposal too. So what I had done was that I had got all his friends together, and back in college, Mustafa had asked me out on 1st of April at a cafe coffee day in Kolaba. And I had laughed a lot about it because I thought he was just playing a prank. It was April Fool's Day. And first April को कौन propose करता है and all of that. So I recreated that entire scene. I called all his friends. Um, about 15 days after he proposed to me, and Mustafa had bought me these long stem sunflowers. So when he सबको sunflowers दिए थे, they were all standing in a line, and Mustafa came in the morning to have some coffee there. And when he opened the door, all his friends were standing with one sunflower each, and they kept giving it to him, saying that, Mustafa, I really like you. The other one said, Mustafa, I really, really like you. The other one was like, really, really, really like you. And at the end of the line, I was standing. And then I went down on one knee, and then, I said, I like you more than a friend. Because this is a dialogue that he had told me 15 years ago. So then I said the same thing to him. And I said that I would love to marry you. So, yeah.
And what was your reaction for the first time? How were you feeling at that point of time when you
When
saw
I asked
him?
him, huh?
When
Oh
you
my,
saw him proposing you?
when I saw him during the proposal,
Yeah,
which proposal? Mine proposal or his
his
proposal?
proposal.
Oh, when he proposed to me at the
Yeah.
radio station, I was pissed. First things first, I was pissed because this guy is very romantic, and he doesn't care about what's around him. He wants to express his love, and that is him. So I was like, "What are you doing? Are you mad? My show is going on. I have a caller, and I didn't even realize it was him." So I was like, my show is going on. I have a caller. I mean, I'm live. What are you sitting on one knee? And everybody is staring at me. So like, and so we've got a video of it. In the entire video, I'm like, no, 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 no. That's it. But then slowly it hit me, and I was like, crazy. I was just, I don't know. I was just, पता नहीं मैं कांप रही थी शायद.
Oh God. And how was
It was
his
just too
reaction
much to
when you
take. Too
proposed?
much to take.
How was his
Uh,
reaction? Yeah.
His first reaction was that he was hungry because he had not eaten breakfast the entire day. And super, we met at about, I think, 11:30, 12. and that was also, again, he was strict to come because a friend told him that let's go to Kolaba, let's have breakfast there. And Kolaba में breakfast के लिए पहुंच भी रहे हैं, and then she's like, oh no, let me grab coffee, so she was just trying to take him around so that he could just enter CCD. And the first reaction was like, oh my god, what is happening? But I'm hungry, what is happening, and all that. But again, just overwhelmed with getting his friends together and recreating the first April scene. So it was just nice.
How cute. And can you tell us more about more insights? Can you give us more insights about your wedding and the people you thank the wedding for?
So, some of the people that I'd really like to thank would be the hall that organized everything. It's called Satkar Residency. This is again in Thane. What I really liked about the hall was that they conducted only one wedding a day. Also, you couldn't ask people to just come and watch. Uh, you had to register yourself. You had to have the Arogya Setu app. Uh, you had to register yourself on that. Also, people were there were no people who were serving. तो खाना जो है वो पड़ा है आपके लिए गर्मा गर्म, आपको आके लेना पड़ेगा. Chairs and tables were kept at equidistance from each other so that people are not just crowding together and all of that. So these are for certain things that really helped. Even the fire around which we do our fairas were limited to a thoda kam, zyada mat karna, because like we wanted it to get done also fast, and that was the main crux of everything. What we really enjoyed was the fact that for the first time, wearing a mask and getting married was a whole new feeling. I mean, half the time you had to remove the mask because there's some kind of a prasad that you have to eat and all of
Hmm.
that, and then you want photos also to be nice, and you want to look good also. But everybody who were watching us on Zoom, our relatives, they were while sitting also being responsible. Every time I would try to remove the mask, they'd be like, mask pehno, mask pehno, mask pehno, वापस mask pehno, and all of that. So I think a lot of people that we should thank, to make this day very memorable for us. Family, people who organized the hall, the decorators, and my sister. Oh my God, she was everything. So she knew that this was bothering me, that my friends were not there. So this is one really really close friend of mine who luckily lives in a green zone, and she had come down. So Simran arranged for her to come over to stay just for the wedding. She said that no, let's avoid the haldi, mehndi, everything, but for the wedding, भाई नाचने के लिए कोई तो चाहिए. And my cousin, my friend, and my sister, they danced from both sides because Mustafa didn't have a barat, obviously, क्योंकि उसकी
Hmm.
तरफ से कोई आया भी नहीं था, and they wouldn't know all of it also. So what we had done was we had in fact also designated godparents for Mustafa, who sat at the wedding with him to give him all kinds of instructions कि अभी क्या करना है, अभी क्या बोलना है, and यहाँ पे दुल्हन का भाई तुम्हारे कान खींचेगा तो उसको पैसे देने हैं, तो उसको एक पैकेट देना है. So all of that, I mean, that's how it is, right? When you're welcoming a person from another religion into your family and vice versa, you need to welcome him or her with both hands and प्यार से explain कि what are these things that are happening. And that's what happened also with both of us, that it just happened to be that kind of a dreamy wedding where each and every one was part of it. My grandmom was the most happiest. She thought that, like, this guy is just amazing, he's perfect for my grandchild.
That's great. That's great. So my last question for you was, you have this ongoing podcast for क्या झूठ है boss.
Yeah,
So can
yeah.
you tell us something about that?
Sure. So this is a podcast that I do with another friend of mine. His name is Naveen Kaushik. We both are improvisers. We do improv comedy. In fact, Naveen Kaushik has his own company called as Mischief in Action, and I work with him. So we together wanted to come up with a crazy podcast idea, and we entered a competition for Hub Hopper and hashtag Originals. These guys hashtag Connect. I'm sorry. They had a event where you could present your podcast, and if it gets selected they'll do all the promotions. So we got selected for it. We wanted to come up with something very wacky. We realized that लाइफ में सच बोलने के लिए बहुत लोग आपको अवार्ड्स एंड पता नहीं क्या क्या कुछ नहीं देते हैं, लेकिन झूठ बोलना एक टेक्निक है, एक आदत हो गई है अब, एंड इट्स बिकम लाइक अ डे टू डे लाइफ, लाइक I think it's become so easy for us to lie now, that we find nothing about it, nothing weird about it. तो झूठ हम सबसे ज्यादा हमारे प्रोफेशंस में बोलते हैं. I, as an RJ, I have to lie so many times. If a listener calls up and wants to listen to a very vague song, and I can't play it at this hour. Like, imagine if I was doing the late night show and I would get a call saying that रात का एकदम आराम सा सुनसान वक्त है and किसी को तम्मा तम्मा लोगे सुनना है. It's a vague song. So आप किस तरीके से झूठ नहीं, लेकिन एक सो कॉल्ड घुमा फिरा कर आप बात उसको निकाल कर उनको बोलते हो कि सर एक काम कीजिए, आपको क्यों गाना सुनना है ये. तो ही सेज दैट मुझे माधुरी दीक्षित पसंद है. क्या पसंद है आपको? मुझे उनकी आंखें पसंद है. आंखों पर एक बहुत प्यारा सा गाना है, कैन आई प्ले यू दैट सॉन्ग, यू we'll dedicate this song from you to Madhuri Dixit. You never know, maybe she's listening to you, maybe she'll like it. And the guy gets convinced. So, lies are something that we say in our day to day life, in our professional life. And we thought of coming up with this podcast where we speak to professionals and we talk about all the lies that they have to say in their work field in order to just get their work done. So we have interviewed choreographers, we have interviewed a model, we've interviewed somebody from the ad world, एंड उनसे वही बात है कि आपके एड वर्ल्ड में फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आपने कोई वक्त पर नहीं दिया प्रोडक्ट, तो आप क्या झूठ बोलते हो. तो ही गोज अहेड एंड सेज दैट हाँ एक्चुअली मार्केट रिसर्च कर रहे थे हम, तो उसकी वजह से वक्त लग गया. या फिर एक कोरियोग्राफर से हम बात कर रहे हैं, वे लाइक व्हाट इफ समबडी टेल्स यू दैट आई एम अ बॉर्न डांसर, आई डोंट नीड टू लर्न योर स्टेप्स, एंड यू रियलाइज दैट पर्सन इज नॉट डांसिंग वेल. सो हाउ डू यू कन्विंस दैट पर्सन बाय लाइंग? So you tell the person that you are amazing, you're a great dancer, but what I think na is that now I want you to underplay because आपकी वजह से ना बाकी लोग अच्छे नहीं दिख रहे, तो आप थोड़ा बेटर, थोड़ा कम डांस कीजिए, आप बाकी लोग अच्छा नाचें. So all of that. So it's a fun podcast. You can hear it on all platforms possible, from Spotify to Hubhopper to everywhere else. And just in case you are somebody who likes to lie in your profession and wants to get featured, just send us a DM, either Naveen Kaushik or RJ Woodman, and we'll get in touch with you.
Sure, sure. That's really great. So, what's next for you? What's next for Unman?
Well, next as of now is just concentrating more on my videos. I have not made a video in a while because I was just busy with the wedding. So I have a lot of content now to speak about. So yeah, just helping my house getting set up. जो हो चुका है almost, and I'm going to soon start working on my videos. So that's something that I am waiting for.
So, anything else you want to tell us? Any advice, any suggestion, anything at all?
I think what I can say here is that um this time of the lockdown and these months that have come have taught us a lot of things. A lot of us tried focusing on cooking. A lot of us tried focusing on fitness. A lot of us tried focusing on doing a lot of other things, techniques of sleeping on time and doing something at home and all. Uh, हर बार हर रोज प्रोडक्टिव बनना तो इजी नहीं है. It's not like something that you can do every single time. And there have been ups and downs. There have been a lot of times that we have felt that we didn't do anything today, and it's okay. What is important is, I think, in these times is to live every day as it comes and not postpone your happiness for anything. I chose not to postpone my happiness over getting married during a lockdown, and I'm thrilled and happy. I can't wait to celebrate it, of course, with my friends and family. But for a day when everything is normal and everybody's safe, and I wouldn't want to celebrate it at the cost of putting anybody's life in danger. So, yeah, just choose your happiness over everything else first, and live every day as it comes. Just enjoy it to the fullest. Try different things, and if you don't do anything today, no problem. Just go back to sleep without feeling. Oh, yeah. Most importantly, I think the one thing that I've learned in this lockdown is to live guilt free. To live guilt free is very important, because we as human beings have a very bad habit of continuously living in guilt. कि ये नहीं हुआ, ऐसे नहीं किया, आज बहुत मीठा खा लिया, अरे आज तो हम सिर्फ सोए थे, आज तो काम ही हुआ नहीं, आज तो मैं आई कीप सेइंग दिस टू माय सेल्फ, मैंने कुछ वीडियो तो बनाया नहीं आज, इतना टाइम हो गया. So this guilt has constantly been there. And even though this is what my husband says, that the universe has gifted us this time for ourselves. This has never happened in our lives, that we have actually found time just to do nothing at home and finish our work. So let's make the most of it and let's just be happy and grateful.
That's great, really great advice and suggestions. So it was
Thank,
so much fun to talk to you, Urman. It was such
thank
a
you,
nice
Purnima.
story, and especially the wedding. It's so cute. So
Thank you
cute, your
so much,
love for him and
Purnima.
everything. So
Thank you.
it was great talking to you, Urman. I hope we reconnect again.
Yes, thank
And
you very much, Purnima.
you're welcome. Bye.